Salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wajil farajum. One more. It's our responsibility to let the angels see the power, the blessings, right? I say this every time. And I say it every time because it seems like we forget, right? If you go to the beach on the 4th of July, and everyone's gathered there, waiting for the fireworks to start. 10:30 comes, 11 comes, midnight comes, and they shoot up a couple fireworks, and that's it. You feel like you wasted your time, right? I waited all year for this, right? The angels have waited all year for Muharram to come. You know, Muharram's 10 days for us, the last 10 days. You know how long 10 days is in Jannah? Maybe it's a moment. Maybe it's longer than that, right? We don't know how long they've been waiting and how much they've been anticipating. Something they could only see. You know how bright the light is when you recite in Durood? Right? It's so bright that it mesmerizes the angels. In fact, on Miraj, when the angels were standing up to greet Prophet Muhammad, there was one angel, the earbuds aren't working. There was one angel who was looking at a tablet, and he wouldn't look up from it. Like my kids when I'm trying to talk to them, right? Wouldn't look up from it. Prophet Muhammad was like, hey, yo, angel, what are you doing? Do you see me right here, angel? And the angel looks at Prophet Muhammad and he says, I'm so sorry, my prophet. I'm looking at this tablet and there's a bright light coming from this tablet and it's mesmerizing me and I don't know what to do. I can't look away from it. And Prophet Muhammad said, let me see what's on that tablet. He takes it and he looks at it and he smiles. He said, my name is on this tablet. My name is on this tablet and it's so bright that you can't stop looking at it. Now let me ask you, if that's how bright the light looks when an angel looks at the name of Prophet Muhammad, what do you think it looks like in the heavens when they're looking down at the earth and they hear the Durood coming from the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt sitting in this masjid, Imamia Educational Center, where we have an open invitation for our Imam, Muhammad Mehdi Sahib Zaman alayhi salam, to come here and tell us what he needs. And so if we're those people here, and there are those angels there, then why is it that when I say Bar Muhammad Wale Muhammad Sawat, I can't hear anybody but Brother Hassan? Bar Muhammad Wale Muhammad Sawat. Sallallahu Muhammad Wale Muhammad. One more. Bar Muhammad Wale Muhammad Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wajjal furuju. Allah is the greatest. Allah exists. Not like our minds and our thoughts exist because we think them. Allah exists whether or not we admit He's there. Whether or not we acknowledge He's there. He exists and He answers our prayers. He exists and He's powerful. You see, we're running out of water because we want to feed AI. We need to power AI. It takes so much power, we need to throw all our electricity into it and dump all our water into making it think. Allah is more powerful than anything. And His thoughts, Allah knows everything that's ever happened. Allah has made everything that ever happened happen. Allah planned out everything that was ever going to happen before it happened. Allah makes sure everything that happens keep happening. Allah doesn't forget anything that ever happened. And Allah doesn't take any of our water, does He? He's the one that gives us water. That's how great Allah is. And we're put on this earth? No. We're created into existence so we could worship Him. So let's worship Allah in the best way that we can. The best way to worship Allah is to do what? To love those who He loves. And Allah loves Bibi Fatima and her house. Bar Muhammad Wala Muhammad Salawat. Sallallahu Muhammad Wala Muhammad. Please, for our deceased, the gift of Fatiha, let's send them the blessings of 2 Qurans on behalf of all of our marhum. All of our marhum, our parents, our grandparents, our friends, our children, the people in Karbala, all of our marhum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Rabbil Alameen. Every praise belongs to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the most beneficent, most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. I serve only you. I beseech your help in everything that I do. Keep me on the straight path, the path that is true, the path of those who have gained favors by you, not the path of those who have earned your wrath, nor those who deviated from your guided path. Surah Ikhlas. In the name of Allah, the blessing giver, the sin forgiver, say, Allah is one. Except for Allah, we need no one. He has no parents, He has no daughter, He has no son. Allah is the rarest one. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul hu Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful. Say, Allah is the singular numeral. There is nothing but Allah we need in this world. He begets not, nor begotten is He. Allah is the only OG. May Allah send blessings on Muhammad's family. May He quickly return my living Imam to me. Salawat. You know, yesterday I talked about why we're here, what we're doing, why we cry for Imam Hussein, right? I talked about how it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we're doing if we don't know why we're doing it. We cry for Imam Hussein. Why? Because Bibi Fatima instructed us to. You know, Prophet Muhammad told us to smile. Told us to smile. Don't smile because you're happy. Smile because I told you to. Right? You smile because I told you to, it'll make you happy. But don't worry about being happy. Just smile because I told you to. We have nothing to not smile about when Allah is your God. Right? I heard something today on Ticking and Talking that Muslims, they aren't pessimists. All right. Allah's awesome. What more do you need than a God who's going to give you everything you ask for? What more do you need? Why are you worried? Why are you worried? You think Allah's not listening? Well, you think Allah cares if you prayed or if you didn't pray? You think Allah cares if you're Muslim, if you're not Muslim? You think Allah cares if you acknowledge He's there or not? Allah answers our prayers. And He told us to ask them. And we know He answers it because He says, you pray and I'll answer, and you think and I'll give you more. So especially as a Muslim, why be a pessimist? Why be sad, right? Prophet Muhammad says to smile. I don't care if your day's going good, smile, right? Bibi Fatima tells us to cry, right? Bibi Fatima tells us to cry because that is the love language that she wants us to remember her son Hussein in. Not words of affirmation. Yeah, let's come here and talk about how great he is. But when you cry for him, what happens? She comes to you. You cry for her son, and Bibi Fatima loves you. And I came yesterday, and I kid you not, I had a completely different speech planned. And I came here and I saw this. And I forgot everything that I had planned, everything I was going to talk about. And I started talking, and I thought I had a point. And I said, why are we here? Thinking, oh, I don't know this and that. But without even hesitating, Brother Ali, we're here to cry for Imam Hussein. It's letting me know. That's why I'm here. That's why you're here, right? I want to cry for Imam Hussein. Right? And I stood here, and I had a very, inshallah, powerful speech, right? And I know that because people told me that, hey, great job yesterday, right? I felt it too. And the reason why I'm saying this is, I'm sorry, Brother Ali. You came to cry for Imam Hussein, and I talked about everything other than our tears. I glazed over the story of Bibi Silra. How dare me? Why would I do that? You came to cry for Imam Hussein, right? No matter what I want to tell you, no matter what I want to teach you, no matter what I want to inspire you, those tears for Imam Hussein are going to teach you, inspire you, and guide you more than anything anybody could say. Because that is what Bibi Fatima wants us here for. That's our purpose. Right? Mankind's purpose is the worship of Allah. But we're not mankind, are we? We're the companions of Imam Muhammad Mehdi Sahib was Zaman alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Mankind is every person who existed from the beginning of time till the end of time. But we're not those people. We are the 313 companions of the Imam. We are the people that are waiting for the Imam. We are the people who have been waiting for the Imam for generations. We are the people who are going to wait for the Imam for generations. We are the people who waited for the Imam this morning, and we are the people who are going to wait for the Imam tomorrow night. That's who we are, right? So our purpose is different. It's not to worship Allah, because we already do that. Our purpose is to cry for Imam Hussein. And I don't know what happened yesterday. Apparently, I gave a very inspirational speech, and for that I thank Allah, but I want to apologize to all of you, because I talked about Bibi Sughra for maybe a minute, and I saw some tears. Thank you, Allah, for that. But I'm sorry, Brother Ali, that I didn't tell you that after Imam Hussein buried Hazrat Ali Asghar alayhi salam, right after he buried his son, he felt somebody on his back. And he turned around, he looked at him, and he saw a man that he hadn't seen standing there with a sword. In fact, this man didn't look like he was fighting at all. He looked like a traveler, and he greeted the man. And he asked, "Do I know you?" He said, "I have a package for you from Medina." "I have a package for you from Medina," he tells Imam Hussein. And Imam Hussein took this package and he opened it up. And inside of it, he saw a number of gifts, and he saw a letter. He saw a number of gifts, and he saw a letter. And he was going to open the letter and read it. But instead he took it inside, and he gathered the women, and he gathered Rabab, and he gathered Layla, and he got all of the women to come and sit there, and he said, "I have a package from Medina. And there's a letter here, and it's written by my daughter Sughra." And he read the letter. He opened the letter up, and he read it to everybody.
In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Dear Baba, Medina is in shambles. Things are really bad here. Everywhere I look, the houses are locked. My Baba, you are the best, and I miss you. Salam in case you have forgotten me. This is your sick daughter from Medina. Yes, Baba, I'm still alive. When is my brother Ali Akbar gonna come get me? I'm feeling so much better now. I don't even feel like I'm sick. People keep telling me I'm sick, but I don't believe them, because I feel fine. In fact, no one is sick here. It's time I come see you. Everyone says it's summer and it's too hot, but it's not even hot outside. They say I'm too sick to walk to you, but Baba, I promise you I feel fine. Let me start walking, and if I feel sick, I promise I'll stop whenever I feel sick, and I'll wait there until I feel better. Baba, I just have one question. Why would you always cry whenever you would tell my Aunt Zainab I look like your mom? I don't understand why you left without me. I still don't get it, Baba. You promised me when my brother Akbar was getting married, you would come get me. I know he's gonna look so handsome in his wedding outfit. Is he engaged yet? I can't wait to help him get ready. I can't wait till I help him tie his tie and wrap his turban. You didn't forget you promised to come get me, did you? My brother Akbar is definitely gonna come get me when he gets married. I know he will. He left his footprint in the sand near the front of the door, and I look at it every day. I'm gonna help him and his wife get ready and do her mehndi. It's gonna be so much fun, and it'll make my sickness go away. Actually, never mind, my sickness is already gone. I can't even feel it anymore. I feel better than I've ever felt, except I miss you so much, and my brother Asghar. Is he walking yet? Baba, what I really wanted to ask you is about these nightmares I've been having. I've been having them a lot more lately. As soon as the new moon for Muharram was spotted, I've been having them every night, every day. I can't sleep. I have dreams of my brother Usker talking, except it makes me sad because it's him crying, saying, Allah Tash, oh the thirst, oh the thirst. I have dreams of Akbar bleeding from the chest and falling to the ground. I have dreams about my brother Zain and my mother and my aunts and sisters being dragged without hijab. How is this even possible in my worst nightmares? Wouldn't my uncle Abbas even come to my nightmares to protect them? I have dreams about you too, Baba. Dreams about bad men with swords surrounding you all alone. I miss you, my Baba. I miss you and my brothers. I miss my sister Sakina. Does she remember me? Please give her my salam and come get me as soon as possible. I wait for you and your response. Your loving daughter, Sogra.
Imam Hussein spread the gifts out that came with the letter, and they're all handmade clothes for Hazrat Ali Asghar alayhi salam. And he responded to this letter. He said, "Oh, my daughter, I cannot write in detail due to some reason. I have no time left. But I can tell you that I preferred martyrdom over the life of this world. Tomorrow your brother Sajjad will go to Kufa and Sham, and the holy ladies. Your Ali Asghar, he was martyred for the sake of the deen of Allah. If your gifts could have arrived a few moments earlier, I could have dressed Ali Asghar with your gift dresses. But now I buried him. Your Qasim is also sleeping in Ganje Shuhada. Your sister Sayyida Fatima, his bride, has his blood on her hands and head instead of henna. I've married Ali Akbar with martyrdom. Just pray that your brother Sajjad comes back safely from Sham to Medina with the holy ladies and the children. Your loving Baba." You see, that was Bibi Sughra's contribution. That was Bibi Sughra's sacrifice and her love language to Allah. And that is what Ashura is about. It's not a tragedy. It's not a war. It's a demonstration of love for Allah. You ever love somebody so much, you look them in the eye and you say, "I'll ride or die for you. Whatever you need, I got you. Whatever you need, I am there for you." And that's greater love than quality time. And that's greater love than giving a gift. And that's greater love than words of affirmation. That's greater love than anything in any book about any type of love, about any type of giving, about any type of anything. Because this is only possible when you love Allah and you love those who we love. Ride or die. Anything you need, I'm going to do for you. They needed Bibi Sughra to not come to Medina, so the face of Bibi Fatima would never be shown without her hijab. And so she did that for the love of Allah. Allah's our friend. And when you love Him, you should love Him like you love your friend. Right? The things you'll do for your friend are different than the things you'll do for your family, aren't they? Right? I took my kids to Magic Mountain last week, right? How lucky. It's the kind of stuff we get to do, right? I'm not saying this. I'm saying this to understand this point. I was trying to have fun with them like I used to when I was their age. And they did all the stupid stuff I would do because I'm at an amusement park and I was going to let them do whatever they wanted and give them some ideas they hadn't thought of. Right? You think you could cause trouble? Your dad could cause a ruckus, giving them ideas on what they could do. And they ran around doing all these things, and I sat there and I watched. It was so hard for me because I'm supposed to teach them to be better. But when I'm there with my friends, it don't matter, does it? The kinds of things you will do for or with your friends is completely different than the kind of things you will do for your family, for your parents, for the other people who you may love. And you should love Allah like a friend because Allah loves you. Like He's a friend. You were never alone, right? You were never friendless. Allah is your friend. Imam Zaman is your friend. When you call for Hazrat Ali alayhi salam, for who comes to help you? When you call Bibi Fatima, who comes to help you? Right? And it's not even dependent on your deeds too. Because Allah has instructed our Imam to be our friend. And that's his job. And you know he's going to do his job, don't you? See, Imam Hussein, when he stood there in front of this guy and this guy and this guy, and this guy way back over here, right? What did he do? He was their Imam. And he still told them, Allah's the greatest, and I'm your Imam. And why is that important? Because without the I'm your Imam, how are you going to tell somebody that says, hey, there's no God? How are you going to tell them without it, beyond proof? You're going to show them the same proof that they've been seeing? Oh, I'll tell you how, because the birds are chirping so beautifully. You don't think that dude saw the birds chirping yesterday? You still don't believe in God. You think you're the only person who almost had a near-death experience and lived? I saw God. That person did that too and didn't see God. Right? You think these miracles happen only to people, right? Allah promised that His signs are obvious. His signs are obvious. You don't think these people don't believe in God? They didn't see Him? Right? There's a bunch of blind people running around that don't believe in God. Even they believe in Allah. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about the signs and convincing them that God is there. We need to convince them that the Imam is here for us. And the Imam is pure. And the Imam is great, and that's our responsibility. And it's not easy. And just like it's not easy to stand here and tell this dude in the back that doesn't want to be here, right? But they got your picture and you were there, bro, right? Standing up against the best person on earth. And Imam Hussein told him, do you know who I am? I'm the best person on earth. And he smiled at them. So if Imam Hussein is going to do that for this dude, why is your Imam not going to come when you call him? Does anybody disagree with anything I just said? Then why are we worried about anything? Why do we make these bad decisions? You know, Hazrat Hur, he made some bad decisions, right? You know who Hazrat Hur is? You know who Hazrat Hur is? See, he was a guy, right? Hur means free man, right? He was a guy who had an army of 1,000 people, all right? He was a great commander in the army. He was notorious for all of the pillaging that the Muslims were doing under Muawiyah's rule, right? You know what I'm saying? People they knew about him. They were scared of him. He was rising up in the ranks, right? His soldiers, ride or die, do anything this man said. Whatever you say, Hur, we got you. And he was instructed to do one thing. Make sure Hussein doesn't get to Kufa. And so what did Hur do? He walked beside the qafilah, the caravan of Imam Hussein. One caravan led by Imam Hussein, his brothers, his sons, women, children, and elderly following him, mostly on foot. And the other caravan with 1,000 soldiers on horses following this man in armor, watching these people and seeing what are they doing. Once they got lost in a sandstorm, and they finally found their way back before they died. If you get lost in the desert, you're done. They found Imam Hussein, and Imam Hussein not only gave them water, but he gave their horses water. He gave them water and he gave their horses water. And they used to stand and pray with the Imam. And then they got to Karbala. Right? And a letter was delivered to Hur. It said, don't let Hussein leave here. And Imam Hussein tried to continue on his journey. And Hur said, nah, I can't let you leave here. I can't let you go to Kufa. So then they're like, all right. And Imam said, no, we're good. Set up their tents by the water, by the Euphrates, right? It was smart. Then we won't be able to be attacked from the back. We have water here. The kids are here. It'll be nice, right? Do wudu, right? Started setting up the tents. And Hur came with the soldiers to Imam Hussein, and he said, you can't put the tents here. And Imam Hussein said, what are you talking about? We can't put the tents here. I just bought this land. Imam Hussein bought the land of Karbala. As soon as he got there, he bought the land of Karbala. And Hur came to him and said, hey, you can't put up your tents by your lake. And did Imam Hussein pull out the deed and say, look at this, my friend Hur? I got the deed. No, he went and told his brother Abbas. He said, take down the tents. And Abbas was so mad. Hazrat Abbas was so mad, right? Hazrat Ali Akbar was so mad. You know who was mad? Imam Zain al-Abidin. Furious. So mad. He said, Dad, what are you doing? There's like 1,000 soldiers here. Me and Uncle Abbas will take them out right now. Done. And Imam Hussein looked at him, he said, no. He said, Dad, we can do this right now, right? And Imam Hussein looked at him and he said something interesting to him. He said, son, when you're Imam, you do what you want. Right now, I am the Imam, and we're going to do what I want. Move these tents. And everyone stopped being upset, took the tents down and put them wherever Imam Hussein said to, because he's Imam. And that's how you follow your Imam, right? Imam Hussein, he had a friend named Habib ibn Mazahir. You know, sometimes you're waiting for an invite to a party. You're waiting for an invite to, a graduation, and you don't get that invite. You get so upset. Did they forget about me? Do they not want me to come? Did I do something wrong? Are they this? Are they that? Did I this? Did I that? Known them for 30 years. Went from Medina to Karbala. Habib ibn Mazahir waiting for him in Kufa. Imam Hussein never came. Imam Hussein never came, and I don't even know where my Imam is. They're such good friends that Bibi Zainab would sit there. She would see the soldiers coming every day, and would ask Imam Hussein, hey, who's walking here? Who's coming here? And Imam Hussein would look outside. He said, they're not coming for us. They're coming to kill us. And every day would happen. And she turned to Imam Hussein one day. She said, my brother, when is somebody going to come see me? When is somebody going to come see me? All of these people are coming to hurt us. When is somebody going to come to help us? We've been here. This is our new home. Nobody's even come to welcome us to our new home. And so Imam Hussein, he wrote a letter. And he sent the letter. Everyone had their letter carrier dude, right? Qasid would hang out, take letters here and there. So he called his letter guy, and he said, here, take this to my friend Habib. And Habib ibn Mazahir in Kufa was sitting there. And he got the letter, and he read it, and opened it up, and it said, my dear friend Habib, I'm in Karbala, and I need you. And Habib ibn Mazahir, he got up, and he snuck out. He had to sneak out of Kufa, because like we just heard in the letter, Medina wasn't locked down. Kufa wasn't locked down, right? You're either with us or against us, Yazid said. Go fight Hussein. Knock, knock, knock. Nara Hedri. If they say Ya Ali, they cut your head off. And if you look at them confused, they say, all right, cool, man. You got a sword? You got a horse? Follow me. And that's how it was. And Habib ibn Mazahir had to sneak out of town. And on the way out, he saw his friend Muslim bin Asija, a man who was so old that he had to take a bandana and tie his head back because his eyebrows were hanging into his eyes. They snuck out of Kufa, headed towards Karbala. And then they arrived in Karbala. And Bibi Zainab saw them. Bibi Zainab sent Imam Hussein. Hazrat Abbas said, hey, who's outside? And they looked outside and came in, and they said, your guest has come. My sister Zainab, your guest is here. And it was Habib ibn Mazahir. And Muslim bin Asija, the first martyr of Karbala, was Muslim bin Asija. was an old man. It says that there was they were fighting all together before they were fighting individually. It was like, the soldiers charging each other, okay? And they lost too many men, and so they were going out one by one after that. But at this time, there was a battle going on, like an actual battle. And it ended, and everyone was retreating, but there was a cloud, right? Like a small little typhoon whirlwind, and it was just a bunch of dust. And all you saw was soldiers flying out of this dust, right? These guys, right? The bad guys flying out of this. This is like, what's that? Looney Tunes guy that like spun around and all, like it was like that, right? A cloud of dust with soldiers flying out. And all of a sudden the dust settled, fell to the floor, and Muslim bin Asija was there. And he was the one taking care of all these guys, right? And Habib ibn Mazahir was there, and he was there, and Muslim bin Asija looked at him, and he said, my last request is you take care of Hussein. Of course Habib ibn Mazahir would take care of Hussein, of course. Not like Hur, who didn't take care of Hussein. He took care of making sure he wouldn't keep his tents by the water. And he suffered for it. He had nightmares. He had nightmares and nightmares and nightmares. And on one side there was hell, and on the other side there was heaven. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. And then he made his decision, and he grabbed his son, and he grabbed his servant, and he tied his hands behind his back, and he blindfolded himself, and he said, hey, take me to Hussein. And Imam Hussein ran out to him. Hazrat Abbas saw him, got ready to draw a sword, and Imam Hussein, Habib ibn Mazahir, they looked at him and they told their, little bro Abbas, they said, this is one of us. Let's go get him. Come on. Habib ibn Mazahir and Imam Hussein, two friends, walked up to Janab Hur, and they greeted him, and he fell to his knees and said, I'm so sorry for what I did. And Imam Hussein said, yo, get up. I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you. I know who you are. We just walked hundreds of miles together. I know you, and I know your mom. And your mom knows my mom. And I was waiting for you. Yeah, sure. And I was waiting for you. And so Hazrat Hur, now I'm calling him Hazrat Hur. Anything you did, right? Now I'm talking to you guys. There's not a conversation with Hazrat Hur. Anything you did, any sin you did you ever stop the family of Hussein from getting water like this man did? And now Imam Hussein greets him, and he says, hey, my friend is here, and took him into the tents, took him into the main tent where him and all, his cousins and his sons were there, and they took him in, and he sat down and very awkwardly, like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, are these people mad at me? Like, I'm really upset at what I did, and I'm disappointed in myself, and, I want them to forgive me, and all these things going through, and Hazrat Abbas walks in, and he says, hey, Hur, hey man, loosen your belt, bro. Chill out, it's gonna be a long day. I'm really sorry I don't have any water or any food to give you. We really don't have anything. But make yourself comfortable. And Hazrat Hur asked for permission to be the first one to be martyred because he couldn't bear to see Imam Hussein. And he knew that his mother wouldn't allow him to be alive while Imam Hussein was dead. And they looked at Hazrat Ali Akbar alayhi salam standing next to Imam Hussein, and he realized that Imam Hussein was going to watch his son die. And he felt bad, and he said, my Mawla Hussein, I can't bear to see my son live when I know your son's gonna die. Please let me send my son out to battle first. And after his son went out to battle, this was not just any boy. This was the son of Hazrat Hur. He was a son who knew how to use a sword. He was the son who knew how to ride a horse. He was a son who knew how to use a spear. And these soldiers were not ready for him, because every time they would charge it in, people were leaving without arms and legs. People were leaving dead, right? They were not leaving the battlefield until they started to surround him. You see, the rules of war said man on man, man on man. You send one, I send one. You send one, I send one. They said 10. They sent 10. They shot him with arrows. They hit him with spears. And he fell to the floor. And next came Hazrat Hur. Hazrat Hur was so great with the sword that people were watching how he did. Like, wait, does he got some new kind of sword? Does he have some new kind of sword? What is this man doing to kill all these people here? And then somebody shot an arrow and it hit him right in his thigh. And he fell to the floor. And everybody surrounded him and started hitting him. And Imam Hussein and Hazrat Abbas, they rose their swords. And they would charge towards the people that were hitting Hazrat Hur on the floor. And everyone ran away. And Imam Hussein took a handkerchief that his mother had given him, and he tied it on Hazrat Hur's head. And he tells Hazrat Hur, he said, my friend, you did it. Man, do you see how good you were out there? And Habib ibn Mazahir looks at him, the best friend of Imam Hussein. He looked at Hazrat Hur, and he said, man, you're a better friend than I am. You're the companion of Imam Hussein. How'd you do that? Habib ibn Mazahir said that to Hazrat Hur, and Hazrat Hur denied the Imam's family of water. This is how forgiving Imam Hussein is. So imagine how forgiving Allah is. So why are you worried about anything? And if you're going to cry about whatever you're going to cry about and call, hey, I'm having a bad day. If you're going to cry about that, cry for Imam Hussein. Give your tears a purpose. And if you're not going to do that, then do what the Prophet said and smile. That's it. Those are your choices if you want to be a Shia. Because we're not mankind. We're the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt. We're the companions of the Imam. We're like Hazrat Habib ibn Mazahir. When the call came, he sprung to his feet and he went to Karbala. And he sat there and he watched and helped Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein would not let Habib ibn Mazahir leave his side all day. Hazrat Abbas on one side, Habib ibn Mazahir on the other side. Hazrat Ali Akbar, you stay over here. I don't even want you anywhere near the danger. You stay here, and you, my two, ride or die, I want you to stand by me, Abbas, and Habib ibn Mazahir, who used to walk in his footsteps. Wherever Hazrat Imam Hussein would walk, Habib ibn Mazahir would walk in the same footsteps as Imam Hussein. And so he did this on the day of Ashura until nobody left except the family of Imam Hussein. And Habib ibn Mazahir looked at his friend and he bid him farewell. He said, I guess it's that time, my friend. With your permission, let me go show you what your friend Habib could do. And what a battle did Habib ibn Mazahir fight. From the left they attacked him, from the right he knew they were going to cheat, but it didn't matter. This is the sword of Habib ibn Mazahir. He fought alongside Hazrat Ali alayhi salam. He taught Hazrat Abbas how to use a sword. You're going to come at Habib ibn Mazahir, and they attacked him, and there was a little boy watching because his son was too young to fight, so he watched everything his father was doing, and they watched while they attacked him, and they hit him, and they hit him with rocks, and they hit him with the sword, they hit him with the spear, and he fell to the floor, and Imam Hussein ran out there, and he saw his friend on the floor that had followed his footsteps, and he took him in his lap. And he said, oh, my Habib. Oh, my Habib. Oh, my Habib. When the Imam calls you, you come. Bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad Sawad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
औज़ुबिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम इन्नल्लाहा व मलाइकतहु युसल्लूना अलन नबी या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनु सल्लु अलैहि व सल्लिमु तस्लीमा अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि। अज़ान करने से पहले एक गुजारिश है, आप सब बुज़ुर्ग हैं, छोटे भी हैं, सबसे गुजारिश है कि अज़ान जब हो रही हो तो बराए मेहरबानी खामोशी इख्तियार किया करें। मौलाना साहब बैठे हैं, वो बेहतर बताएंगे, लेकिन अक्सर हम यहाँ पे अज़ान हो रही होती है तो लोग बोल रहे होते हैं पीछे। बराए मेहरबानी खामोशी इख्तियार कर लिया करें। मौलाना साहब से रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि थोड़ा सा इस पे 1-2 मिनट के लिए फिर मजलिस में बयान दे दें। मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद सल्लवात। सुब्हानल्लाहि वल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि वला इलाहा इल्लल्लाहु वल्लाहु अकबर वलिल्लाहिल हम्द। अल्लाहु अकबर जल्ले जलालुहु वला शान। अल्लाहु अकबर जल्ले जलालुहु वला शान। अल्लाहु अकबर अल्लाहु अकबर जल्ले जलालुहु वला शान। अशहदु अन ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह वहदहु ला शरीका लह। अशहदु अन ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह वहदहु ला शरीका लह। अशहदु अन्ना मुहम्मदन रसूलुल्लाह। अशहदु अन्ना मुहम्मदन रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम। अशहदु अन्ना अमीरल मुअमिनीन अलीयन वलियुल्लाह अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम। अशहदु अन्ना अमीरल मुअमिनीन व इमामल मुत्तकीन अलीयन